I want to share this with you guys because it's something I forgot to point out with the Excel. I forgot I even did it. When you guys first come into the file, this is what is shown. If you want to get to what I was dealing with the other day, you hit questions down here, this tab. So a few of your classmates pointed that out to me in an email. They had been playing around with it for a while. Then they found out there was a tab button down here to see the screen that I was looking at, and I completely forgot about that. So just showing you that this is what you would initially see when you go into that file, and then hit questions down here, and then you'll be able to see what I was working with last class. So, all right. Okay, I don't see.
Mr. Tucker.
Yes.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm not in the Excel. I don't know what's going on. But my next class, I'm gonna get Miss Prophet to help me.
Okay.
But the other two, the homeworks, I did those.
Are you talking 1.1 and 1.2?
I don't know about 1.2. I did a 1 point something.
Well, you said the next two, so I didn't know where.
No, it was two homeworks. It was two something, two kind of homeworks.
Yeah.
And I did those.
Okay.
But the Excel,
Okay. So you say you got somebody that can show you how to get in there?
my next class, Miss Prophet, I'm hoping that she can direct me.
Okay. Now, was there something in particular that wasn't? You say you weren't able to get in there. What do you mean by that? I mean,
I couldn't download it. It got a whole bunch of stuff you need to do. I don't
Okay.
know.
Let
I
me
don't know
see.
what I was doing. I'll put it like that. I don't
Okay.
know.
Let me do this. Because, your question may be someone else's question as well. So let's see if we can help you out here. All right. So you're right here. You want to download. I mean, we want to hit this. Let me do preview. So you're able to get to this screen, correct?
What's that? Is that Excel? No, I couldn't get to that.
Okay.
I mean, I saw that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So now when you click on this button,
Uh-huh.
I might have to reshare this screen as well. Hold on one second, because another screen popped up. Do you see this screen?
I saw that screen.
Okay. So now, do you click on download materials?
I did that.
And so when you download all files, is that where you're having the problem?
Yes.
Okay. So they should be going to a certain folder in your computer. All right, let me go here. Stop sharing this. Got a lot of screens up. All right, so when I go down to files and I have a folder that says downloads, it may be going to this folder right here where it says downloads.
Yes, I pressed that.
And
that's all I need to do is press that, and then I'll be in.
Yeah, it should give you the files, the Excel files. You should see them labeled, and it should be in there when after you click download in my math lab. It should have downloaded it to this folder, this downloads folder.
Okay, press yours. Let me see something.
Oh, hold on. Let me see.
If you can, I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. I got to go back to it. Okay, so download materials. and download all files. And so I have Tucker chapter 0 budget. And there go the files right there. Just click on it. But I have both of them. I have, two of the same files. So that's why I said give me the error message, because I already had one to open up. But it'll be down there in that. I don't want to do that yet. Yeah, but it would be in this file right here.
Okay, I did all of that, but see, when it came to, let me see, after where you at? When you click the file, instead of all the graphs or whatever that I just seen, it had something. I can't remember. I wish I had wrote it down, but it was like something was not enabling me to do something.
Okay, so this is what I want you to do. When you try it out again, screenshot or take a picture or write down the error message that you're getting.
Okay.
And then email me what you're getting, and we'll see if we can work it out and figure out what's going on.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. All right, so let's go back to my math lab, looking for my screen. No, that's not it. I can't see my math lab now. So, even though I haven't got me a book yet, we can talk a little bit about 1-1 and 1-2's assignments. Like this one right here, number 6. The other ones before were just defining functions. We talked about functions last class. Here, compute the periodic rate and interest in the first period for $2,200 loan with 8.5% APR for the following periods. So for monthly, so there are 12 months in a year. So I would take that 8.5% and divide it by 12. And it says round to 3 decimal places. Always make sure that you pay attention to that because it's a run-on decimal. So that should be 0.708. And that's all they're asking of you in that part. Then it says the interest in the first period. Interest, and let me do this. I'm going to be jumping between screens a lot. So what we just did was we took this was number 6 in 1.1. We took the rate and then divided it by all right, so that first one, we took the rate and divided by the time suggested. So in other words, our rate was 8.5%. We got divided by monthly. Let me write it like this. Divided by 12, which was monthly. And that gave us 0.708. So that was first part of A. And then they asked us to interest in the first period. Second part of that, interest is equal to your rate times your balance. So that rate that we have, and let me do this. I left off a piece here. That's still percentage. That 0.708 is still in percent. That matters because when we do our calculation of our rate, we have to convert that to a decimal. And we're going to times that by our balance. It was $2,200 loan. So if you have an 8.5% APR and you want to know how much interest you will be occurring monthly, you divide that APR by 12, and then you take that amount, multiply that times your balance, times 2,200.
Is it 22 or 25?
Ooh, let me check. Mine is 22. Yours may be 25.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Everybody gonna have a little bit different.
Okay.
Yep. So I got 15. Don't forget we're dealing with numbers, and it should have said that round to the nearest decimal. So that'd be 1558. All right. So the next one. What questions on that before I go to the next one?
Okay, go.
What was the next one? All right, so the next one was daily, after that quarterly, and last one was bi-weekly. So daily would be 365 days out of the year. So you will replace 365, replace 12 with the 365 in that process. So it'll be the same process, same pattern, just that you'll put a 365 where the 12 is. And of course, that 0.708 would be different. Next one, quarterly. Think about quarter, 4 quarters in a dollar. So that will be 4. And then bi-weekly. There are 52 weeks in a year, but we're talking about every 2 weeks. So we'll divide that by 2. So the number we will use is 26. All right. Question on the process before we go to another question.
Just have to practice it.
Yeah. You know.
My bad on joining late. I lost track of time.
It's all right, man. We understand you busy, man. We get it. You know, this class is not really that important. No, I'm just messing with you. So let's look at what 7 is. I don't understand why it keeps making me lose my screen. That's okay. Okay, so let's look at this one. It says, find the monthly interest payment in the situation described below. Assume that the monthly interest is 1/12 of the annual interest rate. You maintain an average balance of $660 on your credit card, which carries a 15% interest rate. Find the monthly interest. So this is the same thing. What we're going to end up doing is divide that 15%, because notice when you look at the terminology, it says there's a 15% annual interest rate. So annual is yearly. So if you want to know what type of monthly interest payment will be needed, you divide that 15% by 12, because we're dealing with monthly once again. And then you multiply that 15%. Well, not the 15%. Let's go to the screen. Got 15%, 660. Okay. So this is number 7. So we had 15% APR. And 660 balance. So you take that 15% divided by 12, should be 1.25. Yeah, 1.25%. And then once again, it's the same process that we did before. We want to know what would be needed, or hold on, let me make sure I got the question right before I go ahead and we have monthly interest payment, right? You would do 0.00125 to get rid of the percent sign, multiply it times 660. Yep. All right, questions on that one? So these problems in this section are just different variations of dealing with the terminology, interest, and balance. So once again, like one of your classmates mentioned, is really going to be about you getting in there and seeing if any questions are generated once you actually start doing them. So find a monthly interest payment in the situation below. 112, we already talked about that. So Vic bought a new plasma TV for $2,100. Write that down. He made a down payment of $100 and then financed the balance through the store. Unfortunately, he was unable to make the first monthly payment and now pays 4% interest per month on the balance. Okay, so be careful here. It says, what is his monthly interest payment? The percentage that they give us, in this problem is his interest per month. So that's why I said make sure you pay attention to the terminology. Last problem, they gave us the APR, the annual percentage rate. So that's why we had to divide it by 12. In this case, they give us the interest per month.
Can I see the problem?
Oh, you guys can't see the screen? I'm sorry. I'm sharing the...
I can see your notes. I just want to look at the...
Right. I actually forgot. I thought I was sharing the screen. That's why I was just reading it. So, yeah.
Thank you.
No problem. Yeah, and if ever anything like that occurs, make sure you guys let me know so I can know which screens I'm sharing. Got a lot of screens I'm trying to share with you guys back and forth. All right, let me know when you guys are ready, if anybody's copying that down.
What did you tell us to make sure we took note of? Like they said.
The interest per month. they gave us 4% interest per month, and they want us to find monthly interest payment. Before, let's go back to 7. They gave us the annual interest rate, but then asked us for the monthly interest. So that's why we had to divide that 15% by 12.
Okay, understood. So, and the next one we would do the 20, like, so because he put $100 down, so it would be 2,000 now that he was just financing, and then we would do 4%. I mean, divided by 4%.
Multiply. But so you just gonna teach the class and just not even gonna let me.
I'm asking a question.
You know what I'm saying? I haven't even gotten there yet. You're just gonna go ahead and take it away from me. Okay, that's how we're gonna do things. I get it.
I'm just establish that I'm a overthinker.
So let me go ahead and I guess I'll say a little something about what she just mentioned. So we're going to, let me write the notes, but she's absolutely correct. We started off with that 2,100. We're going to subtract 100 first because he put the down payment of 100. And then if you want to know interest earned, interest is always P times R times T. This is the general formula. I didn't mention time in the first time we did it because we only dealing with 1 year. So anything times 1 is itself. So really that's why all we mentioned was the rate and the principal, the balance. Principal is another word for balance. So I'm just writing this just in case you were to see it somewhere else. So as always, whenever you're trying to find the interest that you're dealing with, the basic or the simple interest formula is I equal to P times R times T. Once again, time in our situations was just 1. And so anything times 1 is itself. So that's why we didn't mention it in that last in the last calculations. We were just dealing with 1 year. So here, excuse me, our balance is 2,000. And that rate that we have is 4%. So that should be $80. Questions on that? And let me go back to that screen. I just want to make sure I re-emphasize this. In the last problem, number 7, they gave us 15% annual interest. That's for a year. That's why we had to divide it by 12 because we wanted to know the monthly interest payment. They gave us year, but we wanted to know monthly. So that's why we had to divide it by 12. And this problem, even though they start off with the same directions, notice find a monthly interest situation described before, you assume monthly interest rate 112, blah, 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 blah. They started off the same way, but in the actual situation, they gave you 4% interest per month. So that's why we didn't divide the 4% by 12. And so we just went ahead and used the 4% because we wanted to know the monthly interest payment. Okay, so is everybody okay with that? Why we used the 12, why we didn't use 12, why we didn't divide it by quarterly or anything like that? They didn't ask for it. They set us up to go ahead and use that percentage. All right. Oh no, okay, hold up. All right, so, okay, this is a good one. So Sarah pays $3,500 for tuition and fees for each of the 2 semesters plus additional $370 for textbooks each semester. The prorated monthly cost for tuition and fees And textbooks is, so let me write this down. We got 35 per semester, 370 per semester. Before I go to another screen, is everybody done copying? Make sure we're okay. All right. All right, so we have $3,500 per semester, and we have $370 per semester. So we will go ahead and add those together. 783. So that's how much it is total per semester. You got the spring and the fall, 2 semesters per year. Normally when you talk about per semester, summer is not included. As you know, you talk about tuition and all the stuff like that. Summer is the extra stuff. So you multiply that by 2. Let me write like this. Fall and spring. All right, so it's 0, 4, 7, 7. And so that would be your yearly tuition plus your fees, what textbooks, fees, whatever they had up there. Now divided by 12, because we're looking at monthly. We want the prorated monthly. And that should be it. And don't forget, we're dealing with dollars and cents, so it's automatically assumed. Let me see if they even put it up there. That if you're dealing with money, yeah, well, it said, oh, well, this one says, this is why you need to pay attention to the directions. Round to the nearest dollar as needed. I'm listening.
I've got 645 for 740 divided by 12.
Did I write something wrong? Let me see, 740 divided by 12. Yeah, I don't know where that came from. I put it in the calculator. But yes, you're right, 645. Appreciate that. Yep, and that would be it. Questions. So I'm not going to do all of your homework for you, but I wanted to get you guys rolling so you can get the mindset of how, what type of problems they're asking of you. Some questions may not be generated until you actually start doing it on your own. I think I mentioned that before. So try them out. See if you get stuck on any. And if you do, feel free to email me or bring it to class and we can talk about it.
I think you should keep going.
I bet you do. I bet you do.
I agree. I mean, I agree.
Maybe just one more, because I kind of getting in the swing of it, and math is like, holy crap, math right now. But getting into the swing of it, so I understanding like the way to do it. You know what I mean? So you don't have
I'm gonna tell you like this. There are only 12 problems in this section, and I'm down to 2 more left.
Okay, then don't do any more. Don't do it. I want to do it on my own.
Right. So Yeah,
Is
try them out.
1.2 like that too? Is it like this
1.2 from 1.2 from what I've seen is even easier. So that's what we're about to look at now.
Okay.
And so you'll see what I mean in a second.
Okay.
Let me get out of this.
And I have a question for the final exam.
Mm-hmm.
Are we getting it prompt through Zoom, or do we have to like record ourselves doing it and then like send it to you, or?
No, it'll be through Zoom.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So we're not gonna like meet on campus and be in like that testing center, and you probably.
Oh no! They starting to raise the rates, man. What I think COVID hit another high or something. I think JMU.
Yeah, I
Yes.
read that.
Yeah, they just had to shut down. So nah, man.
A lot of my sister's friends go there.
Oh, wow. So I mean, none of them caught anything, did they?
Yeah, some of them I don't really care about, but others.
Oh, okay.
They did.
Good talk. Good.
Oh, wow.
They did.
Right. Oh, wow, that's funny.
Ask them how they feel. Ask them how they feel, like what their body feels like. If you, I don't know, maybe your sister can.
she just wants to know.
Yeah, I'm curious to know. No one I know has gone it, so I kind of want to know how you feel.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Especially if you're not going to the hospital.
Right.
Different in treatment, I guess. Like, you know what I mean? So I don't know.
My dad's work. He works for Newport News Shipbuilding. I guess like as a technical writer or something. But in his office, he's had over 1,200 cases.
Wow.
So,
and your dad's good, right?
Yeah, but
that's good.
More or less in our family, we don't really care.
I would care. I feel that. There's a lot of people now that are like, I don't care. I guess.
My older sister is like that. My older sister is very on that. But me, I'm like, if it's my time, it's my time.
Not mine yet. Like, hold on. But I feel what you're saying 100%.
Oh, man. That's funny. That's how my
I'm gonna call her after I get out of class.
That's how my uncle used to say, if your time to go, it's your time to go. You know, so I think that's that old school thought right there.
And we ain't trying to rush it though. So that's why people need to do what they need to do.
I'm with you. I don't want to go for a long time.
Right.
Oh, this year kind of sucks. It's making me like, dude, this is crazy.
I at least want to make it to 40. Let me get 40.
But look, trust me. When you get 40, when you get close to 40, you're gonna change that thought. I mean, 40 will be here before you know it.
But 40, I feel like that's middle aged. I'll be happy.
Hit me back when you turn 30, about 35. I think that tune will change.
That's a good age. Good age.
Yeah, because 40 will be here before you know it.
Exactly.
It will be here. Next thing you know, you'll be like, man, I'm just trying to get to 50.
Oh my God.
Been there, did that, done that. Y'all come on, I'll wait for y'all. Come on.
Well, you been there, done that, bought a t-shirt, right?
Yes.
I'm already almost 40, actually. My mom is, 56? So not really almost 40. I got a few years to go, but I just want to make it there.
Well, that's right. That's a good goal to keep living. I think that's a great goal that we all need to keep. So 1.2 is to me, it's fairly simple. It says perform the exponentiation, by hand. Then use a calculator to check your work. So bottom line is that you're going to be doing a lot of calculator work in 1.2. You should try it by hand, like they say. And then, use your calculator, like they said. I mean, outside of that, that's pretty much them trying to get you used to using a calculator, making sure you know how to use your functions and everything like that. Setting us up for future sections to come. Here for this -10, just to give you an idea as to how you would do it. What happened to my screen? I hate it when it does this. Give me 1 second.
So that is a -10, the second exponent.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All right. So negative 10, let me write 1.2 right here. Negative 10 squared. Have to be careful. Negative 10 squared and negative 10 squared with parentheses are different. Down here, negative 10 is what's being squared. So negative times a negative would be a positive. Up here though, which is the problem that you had, the negative is not being affected by the square. So that's the difference in between setting up the two problems. Only thing that's being squared in the problem that you have in that my math lab assignment is the 10. So you will have negative 10, 10. This negative is still on the outside, not being affected by the square. And that means your final answer will be negative 100. So that negative will sit on the outside of the application of your square. So whenever you have an exponent and you want to include the negative, you have to use parentheses in order to do so.
And another question.
Mm-hmm.
Because it would have let me, I could have skipped Excel. But how far do you want us to go in our homework?
Well, right now we're only looking at chapter 1. So if you want to move ahead, I mean, really, to be honest, if you want, you can move ahead and move freely as much as you like. There's no penalty for that. Do it as you feel, do it as you see fit. There might be some sections that when you go to explore, it's like, oh, I can do this, and you can do it, then fine, let's do, knock it out. Yeah, it's pretty much really up to you, because if you want to move ahead, and let's say if you're proficient in Excel, and these assignments are, I see you
No.
but these, let's say these assignments are cake for you, then feel free to move ahead. I mean, I'm not going to stop you, because there may come a point in time where something may be more of a speed bump or a roadblock, and you may need to take extra time out. So if you want to move ahead, feel free to do so.
I mean, with the homework is okay. It's the Excel stuff that's like getting on my nerves.
Right. So, and that might be the challenge for most people, most people in this class, because most of the time we aren't forced to use Excel. And so this class is forcing us to use Excel. So, yeah, that's pretty much where we are. We kind of forced to for this class. And so that's what we kind of gonna have to power through the whole Excel moment, the whole Excel part. I'm pretty sure if it was just straight my math lab assignments, you guys would be okay. It's the Excel part that we got to get used to. And that's why I'm not trying to rush through stuff. I'm trying to give you guys a chance to get into Excel and get used to using Excel, but at the same time touch on chapter 1, work happenings, you know what I mean, and not do too much. So that's why when we looking at, I only did part of 1.1 last class and did part of 1.1 today, but then looking at 1.2 is fairly, I won't say it's basic, but it's kind of easy because they let you use the calculator. They're telling you use your calculator. You know what I mean? So yeah, so that's why I'm doing. I'm trying to be slow with it. So give you guys a chance.
Okay, another question. I hate to sound dumb, but anyway, y'all gonna be all right.
Yeah.
Okay, so it looks like this one that's in Excel, you ain't got to download nothing.
You talking about this problem right here?
Yeah.
So no, you don't. It just says rewrite the following Excel formula as expressions that would appear in text. So it's trying to get you used to how you would write something in Excel.
Right. Okay.
According to what you actually mean. You know what I mean? So and then also re-emphasizing order of operations, all the good stuff like that. So matter of fact, I'll take a picture of this so I don't have to keep going back and forth. All right, so let me share my. So we have 2 plus, this was A for me. 2 plus 3 minus 5. Okay, so what this would mean mathematically, or what would match up with this, is 2 plus 3 minus 5 over 7. Those parentheses says that 7 is divided into that quantity of 3 minus 5. This asterisk right here is multiplication. So that'd be times 2 plus 3. Don't forget order of operations is, I'll write it down a little further. Pemdas. Okay, so just want to re-emphasize the order of your order of operations. You know, PEMDAS, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally, or what, Shantae or Shaniqua, depends on the name of your auntie. P is for parentheses. Back in the day when you first got introduced to this, they probably only gave you parentheses as a grouping symbol or as an option. But now that you guys are experts in mathematics, you have parentheses, brackets, and braces. So any grouping symbol should get your attention first. E is for exponents, M multiplication, D division, addition and subtraction follows it up. Now, be careful here. There are only 4 tiers or 4 levels of operations. So P is your first one, gets your attention first. Next gets your attention. Next thing that gets your attention is exponents. After that, multiplication and division are on the same level. So you do them from left to right. So in other words, multiplication doesn't get any more attention than division. If I'm doing, let's say if I have the problem, 18 divided by 9 times 2. Now, I know multiplication appears first in PEMDAS, but multiplication and division are on the same level. So I would actually do the division first, then do the multiplication. And so the reason why I said that is because, and this is one of those things that for those of you on Facebook, social media, one of the things that everybody get wrong, and then they want to call a math person in to see, because everybody's so stuck on M before D, but that's not actually the case. Multiplication and division are on the same level. So division comes first, it takes precedent over multiplication. Same thing with addition and subtraction. They are on the same level. So you do those in the same way. If subtraction comes before the addition, then you go ahead and do the subtraction. Then hit the addition. So the last thing you look for, well, let me go ahead and say this. First thing you look for, once again, is your grouping symbols. Second thing you look for are your exponents. Third thing you look for is multiplication or division, then addition or subtraction. So going back to this problem, this is why you don't do this, or let me write it this way. This is why this is not like this. In other words, you're not looking to do 7 times 2 because the division came before that. So that's incorrect. So that's why I wanted to make sure that we were clear on. Because a lot of people would jump on that 7 times 2 before they give the division to that 3 minus 5. And that is not proper. All right. Questions on anything I've said? Make sure we're all right.
Wait, you don't do parentheses in that situation?
Yes. That's why you have the 7 under the 3 minus 5. Okay. So you would do 3 minus 5 and then divide it by 7.
Okay.
Yeah. What I was saying is what you don't do is do 7 times 2 before you apply the division of 7 into the 3 minus 5.
Oh, yeah.
Because because of the Pemdas ordering, some people would jump to the 7 times 2 before they go to that division of 7. And so the first thing you would do is divide by 7 before you multiply by 2, in this case.
Okay.
And so that's what I was trying to emphasize.
Mr. Tucker, go ahead on and finish that problem so I can see what it looks like.
Oh, that's all they asked of you.
So I want to see for myself what the answer is, period. Can I?
And it lost my screen. I was trying to share it. Give me 1 second. For some reason, when I do this Zoom, it doesn't always go straight to my shared screen. So I always have to do some. I have to pull it up and all this stuff. Just me dealing with the thing. Let me see, go back. So yeah, you would just click on A. What was A? Oh, I was looking at the wrong symbols. It should be B, not A. See, I didn't have those parentheses right there. I shouldn't have put parentheses.
So they don't want you to solve it or do
All you had to do is rewrite it like I did it.
Okay.
And then all of them are doing the same thing. So now looking at that next one, and I'll write that on the screen too. Let me go back. And we can see the difference between A and B. B is 2 plus 3 minus 5. 7 times. All right, so we should immediately see the difference between the two. We have parentheses on the 7 times 2 in B, but we didn't have that in A. So that means I would rewrite this one. 2 plus 3 minus 5 divided by 7 times 2 plus 3.
Can I see the problem again, please?
Y'all are so demanding.
I'm sorry. I feel embarrassed because I'm an engineer and I feel like I should know how to do.
It is okay. So what we are, B should be 7 times 2 plus 3. B should be A.
Okay, I have a question. Kind of, I don't know if it's slow or not, but right. So, what kind of calculator do I need? I'm gonna go buy it today. But when I'm putting this, well, it's a 2-part question. And when I'm putting these problems in the calculator, I just do it. Like, how do I put? Do I put 2? Like, for example, 2 plus, I don't know.
Well, so as far as the need of a calculator, the calculator I would say that would be most beneficial to you. You don't necessarily have to go buy a TI anything, any of the more expensive calculators. We want it to at least be scientific, and you want it to be something that you can actually type in this line. And when you look at either one of these lines, A, B, C, or D, you want to be able to type it into your calculator and still see it. Because, some calculators, you have to, do 3 minus 1, 5. You have to do order of operation. You have to do your steps because your calculator does not store or display all of your operations in one screen.
So a scientific calculator I should be able to put this information in the way it's given to me.
Well, no. A scientific calculator gives you the options like of your exponential, exponents, your cosine, tangent, all those, pi. That's what a scientific calculator does. It gives you these things that you would use scientifically. Okay. Now, the type of calculator, though, depends on what you're actually purchasing. You just need to see if it allows you to put these type of, allow you to put this whole line in the display. In other words, if I push parentheses, it would put a parentheses up. I can do 3 minus 5, then close parentheses, and I can still see it in my calculator screen. There are also free apps, free scientific calculators that you can download to your phone if you have a smartphone, that would do you just fine as well. You know, you just have to go searching for them.
That's cool.
Actually,
but yeah. So for this, yeah, I would look for a calculator that I can actually, and that would be around maybe $20, a good solid scientific calculator that you can type this line into your calculator without having to do steps and stuff like that. So that's what I would look for. And don't forget, this exercise is not asking you to calculate anything like Miss Gallup asked. You know, it's not asking you to calculate anything. It's just asking you to transfer. When you look at B, what's another way of writing it? Basically, what's the correct way of writing it? They give you 4 options. One of them is another way of writing this line. And so they're just trying to make sure that you're interpreting the order of operations correctly. All right, go to the next one. Compute the following in your head. There's no way for me to know if you actually computed it in your head, but I would say at least try. And once again, paying attention to order of operations. So I'm going to take a picture of this, and then let's go to our screen. And once again, this is talking about, order of operations, emphasize order of operations, and you make sure you're okay with the symbolism and, basically the same thing that the last one talked about. So we got 2/3. Let me do it. Let me write it the way they wrote it. Sorry about that. 2/3 asterisk 5.
Here's nothing. I know you're sensitive.
All right. So they told you to do that in your head. That's funny. Okay, well, so the first thing is, this is 2 divided by 3 times 5. First thing we would do is divide by 3.
Go from left to right.
Let's see, around the 2 decimal places. Okay, so 2 divided by 3 is 0.6 repeated. Throw it in your calculator if you don't believe me, but it's 0.6 repeated. So that's why I said it's funny that they told you to do it in your head. But they also told you to round the 2 decimal places. So that means we're looking at 0.67 times 5. All right. And then we can multiply that by 5. 5 times 7, 35, carry 3. 5 times 6 is 30 plus 3, 33. Then we have 2 decimal places. Just going through the motions just in case you guys may have forgotten. So that means I have 2 decimal places in my final answer. $3.35. But once again, there's no way for me to know whether you actually did that or not. But should take a shot. Other than that, you would throw it in your calculator and just check your answer. Let's see, what's another good one? Oh, this one is good.
So, wait, the 2 divided by 3 times 5, I got 3.333 repeating.
You said 2 divided by 3 times 5, and you got how much now?
3.33 repeating.
Okay, you threw it in your calculator.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I did it by hand. Now, if you were to put it in the calculator, you're probably right, because they're doing it from here.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean? So, of course, I don't have that capability of multiplying 0.6 to infinity by 5. But, so that's, yeah, you're right. That's what would happen if you would throw it in the calculator.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
What did he say again? Say that again.
Well, he put this in the calculator.
2 divided by 3 times 5.
Right. I did it by hand. So now if you put it in the calculator, you get the most accurate answer. There's no way for me to multiply by 0.6 to infinity.
Right. I get it. Oh,
right.
I see what he's saying.
Yeah, so the calculator. Said it again.
I see what he's saying now. That, it is 3.33.
Yeah. So
okay.
it should take either answer.
Okay.
But I'm pretty sure most of you are gonna at least throw it in the calculator and see what the calculator give you to check yourself, even if you decide to do it by hand. It should take either one. But if ever there's a discrepancy, always feel free to shoot me an email about it.
Sorry, the 0.67 times 5 to check my work in my calendar. I'm in my calculator, and it still gave me 3.35. So if you do it from the one, if you. So if we round up, sorry, I'm done with my question.
No, you're fine. But I know I see what you're saying. She was saying that if you decide to round to, and correct me if I'm wrong, if you decide to round from the 0.67, then multiply it by 5, you'll still get the 3.35.
Yes, that's right.
So yeah. So that's why I say it should accept either or 3.33 or 3.35. But if ever there's any type of discrepancy, in your answer, you want me to check to make sure, then always feel free to email me. Not a big deal. And if I need to change it, then I can change the score. So now this one is interesting because it goes back to what we talked about earlier with parentheses versus not using parentheses. Now this symbol right here, sometimes called a caret, sometimes it's called a hat, but it represents exponent. So you raise the next number to an exponent. So actually, what's being raised to an exponent here, because there is no parentheses, is 1. So that's 36 to the first power divided by 2. The next one, because there is parentheses, is raising the 36 to the 1/2 power. So just making sure we see the difference in using parentheses and not using parentheses. So anything to the first power is just itself. So that's 36 divided by 2. That'll be 18. And then anything raised to the 1/2 power is the same thing as square root. So the square root of 36 is 6. And don't forget how square root work. You're saying what number times itself twice will give you 36. And that's why the square root of 36 is 6, because 6 times 6 is equal to 36. All right. Questions. So I was looking at more of them. They're pretty much, from what I see, all of the same type of things when they're asking you to do it by hand and then do it in the calculator. Okay, in the back, we have some solving. I'll save that for next class. So don't let me forget, we're not done with 1.2. We want to hit on solving equations. Make sure we are okay with that, but we'll do. Okay, we'll do this one more example. So I'm going to give you guys an idea of what it looks like. So here it says evaluate the following expression. A is equal to -3, B is equal to -9, and C is equal to 3. So basically, what they want to do, what they want you to do is to go into that expression and then substitute the numbers accordingly for the letters that are there. So let me take my picture and then we'll go to the notes. So we got AC minus B divided by A. A is equal to -3. B is equal to -9. C is equal to 3. So that will be -3 times 3 minus -9 divided by -3. Make sure we are okay with the substitution. So A is -3, C is 3, B is -9, and then C is -3. I mean, not C, but A is -3. And once again, we have a situation where you could actually, throw it in the calculator like this. And this is why it's good to have a calculator that allows you to put the parentheses and the operations all on the screen as one line, because you could actually put it in the calculator like this and just hit enter. But if we wanted to follow order of operations, we could multiply these first. -3 times 3 is -9. Also, negative to a negative turns positive. +9, still divided by 3. Next thing that should get our attention is division. And so we have -9 plus 9 divided by -3 is -3. And -9 plus -3 is -12. All right, questions, concerns?
Yes, I have a quick question.
Yep.
So for the last part of this question, where the -3 goes in the parentheses, that negative wouldn't cancel out in the parentheses?
Let me make sure you got which one. You talking about this negative right here?
No, the one at the bottom right above the -12.
So you're saying would this one cancel out into the 9? Or?
No, I'm saying like the 3 that's in the parentheses right above the -12. Like where you wrote the answer.
Right. So I'm saying, when are you saying it should disappear? Going from here to here or here to here? The first or the second?
Yeah, like just like when you add it, like I thought because of parentheses it would just cancel out.
Oh, no. So you use the parentheses as notation in order so it doesn't conflict with the symbol that's before it. So in other words, what they don't want you to write, or what would not be the most efficient way to write this, is -9 plus -3 like that. So they try to use that as a separator to separate, to let you know that that 3 is negative, but you're going to add it to whatever's in front of it. So the only way this negative will disappear is if when you apply the operation of addition, let's say if I have, if this was +9, then 9 plus -3, because the 9 is greater and it's positive, then that would turn into +6.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, but that if that 3 is negative, then that 3 needs to stay negative until you apply it according to operation.
Okay. All right, thank you.
All right, no problem, no problem. Questions? Any questions, concerns, comments? I think that's it for our time, isn't it? Time fly when you're having a good time. What time?
I have an unrelated question about this.
Yes.
So I have a Chromebook, and so when I try to open the Excel spreadsheets, it automatically opens to like Google's version of Excel.
Mm-hmm.
I also have Excel, but when I try to transfer the files from Google to Office, it doesn't work.
Thank you for saying that, because I literally had the same thing, and I was like, oh, is this okay? Like, I don't know. Can we still turn it in like that? Will it work the same, or?
I don't know. Because I was just messing with it, and I can't change, like, the first thing said, like, change the balance into account, and when I went to do that, nothing happened.
Okay. Let me ask. I asked the course coordinator and see what he would suggest, because he's been doing this is my first semester doing this class, but he's been doing it forever. So I'll see what he says, what he's told others. I'm pretty sure you guys aren't the first ones to come across that. So I'll see what he told them to do. And I'll shoot you guys an email.
Okay, cool.
Shoot you guys.
Okay, thank you.
Yep, no problem. Thank you for bringing that to my attention. All right. Anything else? Anybody else before we close out today?
Thank you so much.
Not a problem. Thank you guys for coming through. I don't know if you guys saw, I gave you that, post from last class, the lecture. So I'll do the same thing with this one within the next day or so. And then, this is Wednesday. So you guys have a great weekend. Be safe, and I will see you on Monday.
You too. Thank you so much.
All right.
You too.
All right, you too.
Bye, guys.
Thank you. Y'all
All right.
Bye, guys.
All right, y'all too.
Is Monday the holiday?
Monday a holiday?
Is it?
I don't know. If it is, I'll email y'all.
It's the 7th.
Yeah, I thought Monday was Labor Day.
Okay, so now I got to email everybody. Okay, yeah. So Monday a holiday. I'll see y'all. I'll see y'all eventually.
Wednesday. All right.
All right. Have a good one. Thanks.
All right.
All
Take
right,
care. Take care.
All right.
Get out of here.
Why isn't that?